Hello, sorry. Hello, this is the My Artifact episode number 3870. Today's date is February 7, 2026. It's been almost like a morning at 9:29 a.m. All right. Okay. How am I look? I'm really good. Okay. All right. Should we ask question? Yeah, let's ask a bunch of questions. By the way, I wrote this question on this book. Okay, by the way, I'm reading this book, Psychology of the Book. I just completed almost like a 18 chapter. Right now, I'm at 19th of chapter, and this is a kind of like a question. This is kind of like a something very much problem to me. Like every time I try to record artifact, these like a religious loudspeaker, they always bother me, and I'm just fuck. Okay, yeah. Like I'm like basically half of the time I'm kind of like thinking about that case my audio is properly recording or not, because audio is really essential, and I'm not using any kind of like a mic, nothing really at all, just a kind of like just a audio from this mobile phone, which is kind of like a bit more problem that I think that this mobile phone kind of like consume the information or consume the audio from there and there and there and there. So and it basically is this thing, it does not like most of the time it kind of like capture my audio, but the problem is that I was actually thinking about that, and when I was actually thinking about that and I was actually thinking about something, and then I'm talking about particular stuff, it's just like a fuck. Okay, yeah, I'm not really fully concentrate on things that I should supposed to be saying, which is like a yeah, whatever. Okay, I can't change that, I can't change that, I can change me, yeah. I could stop myself and record artifact after some sort of amount of time. But I would say, fuck it. Yeah, let's just do it. Okay, because every time things would be not right all the time. Okay, yeah. So you have to be adjust something at somewhere. So and I'm kind of like somebody okay with that thing, because I'm belong to the India. Adjusting is a kind of like our thing probably. Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's do it. Let's do it. Alright, yeah. The question is, will this content still feel relevant and useful 5 years from now? Right now, it's a bit bothering to me. Yeah, it is. It is kind of like a very much bothering to me. Would I record artifact after I mop the floor? Like basically, what I do is that I would mop the floor. Okay, yeah, and then I would record the artifact. Like basically, it takes like a half an hour, and then till then, this noises will gonna gone. Is it gone? No, it's not gone. Okay, yeah, the song is changed probably. So should I wait? Yeah, I have to be wait. Yeah, I have to wait, because I might not get, probably is this thing. The problem is that I might not gonna record next time. Okay, this is what actually happened. Okay, because when I sit here and when I kind of like do this thing, when I started recording artifact, I just wanted to make sure that I'm recording artifact, and that fuck. Whatever, just wait, mop the floor, and then we do this thing again. This is it. Thank you. Hello. Hello, this is the My Artifact episode number 3870, part 2. Actually, I record the artifact, but somehow I got disturbed, so that's why I just drop it, and I after record after a couple of period of time. Okay, yeah. Whatever. So should we jump directly to the question? Okay, yeah. Let's just jump directly. Okay. All right. The question is, will this content still feel relevant and useful 5 years from now? Okay, what exactly is this question, and why am I asking this question to myself? This is YouTube realization question. uh, this is a kind of like such a question that I understand myself much more about, am I content creator or not, am I YouTuber or not. When I ask this question to myself, I know much more about myself, I know much more about the content creation process, I know much more about this social media platform. Okay, And I think that now these questions are far more essential for me to understand that ki am I be worthy enough to consider myself as a YouTuber or not. Okay. So that's why these are kind of the question is about that. Okay, now regarding about the question says that the content that you are making are relevant in the future, or kind of like a relevant or useful in the next 5 year future. Well, it's a kind of like a question is actually telling us that na ki the the content that you are creating, okay, yeah, is relevant for next 5 year. Now, what is exactly relevant? A relevant means like that kind of like a matter. Okay, yeah. A matter means what? uh, okay, I'm gonna give you example. Okay, yeah, so that you might gonna understand. Okay, so I am very a superhero nerd. Okay, yeah, probably like I like superheroes, Superman, Batman, Avengers, Iron Man, Captain America, sorry, Captain America, lot of people. Okay, yeah, I am really nerd of them. Okay, yeah. So basically, is this thing? The movie is actually I wanted to talk about the movie name Avenger Infinity War. Okay, yeah, which is released in 2000, 2017 probably 17, yeah, 18, yeah, 18, probably 18, yeah, yes, 18, yeah, 2018. This movie was released. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna tell you regarding about this movie. Okay, yeah, and okay, I'm gonna tell you. Okay, just I don't know. Just tell. I'm gonna tell you my story. Okay, so this movie Avenger Infinity War, which actually released on 2018. Okay, before that there is a lot of Avenger movie or lot of kind of like a simply individual Iron Man or Captain America or another kind of like a movie was released. Okay, now each movies are kind of like a talking about Infinity Stone. Okay, like they are all kind of like a direct towards the Thanos and Infinity Stone and things and that and that. Now basically I am completely unaware of that key, what is exactly Infinity Stone and why there is a kind of like a so much big deal and things and that and that. Okay, like me there are millions of people who are kind of like a very superhero nerds, and they are also bitterly curious regarding about this kind of like a Infinity War and who is a Thanos and things and that and that. Okay, now because of most of the people are wanted to know what exactly is this thing. Okay, and we don't really read any kind of like a Marvel comics and things and that, and most of people does not. So it is kind of like a content gap create. Okay, like most of people don't know what is actually Infinity Stone, what is actually kind of like a somebody Thanos and things and that and that. So most of the kind of like a YouTube videos are get popular who are kind of like a telling about what is actually Infinity Stone, what is exactly the Thanos, who is that and that and that and that. Okay, okay. So basically is this thing now, at that time watching those videos, it was kind of like a feel like mind boggling. Like basically is this thing when I watch like a there is a one specific channel I wanted to mention, Super is a kind of like a Indian superhero nerd channel. I already subscribe this. Okay, because I'm very nerd about superhero fan. Okay, so that particular guy who's kind of like a telling regarding about how this thing actually happened, who what is exactly Infinity Stone and things and that. And I'm kind of like simply watch the video regarding about what exactly is this thing, what is that, what is that, what is this, what is that, like what is Power Stone do, what is Time Stone do, what is actually the Ether do, what is actually the kind of like simply the Mind Stone, so many kind of like stuff. Like I am like a very like a nerd, and I just wanted to know about that stuff. Okay, and basically is this thing the popularity of this those video getting very much popular, the people who can make the video regarding about Infinity Stone on the YouTube channel, they gets very popular, they got highly engaged and things and that is because of everyone are kind of like wanted to know about what is at least this thing. Okay, the popularity is kind of like a very much higher till the Avenger Infinity War. Okay, now then the movie release. Okay, Avenger Infinity War. Okay, and the climax was, oh my god, like literally all superhero die. And when this thing happened, it was kind of like a so fuck. Like literally, when I watched the movie on theater. I came home. I was like, what the fuck is this thing? Yeah, what the fuck is that? Okay, yeah, because most of the movies are kind of like a end with a happy scene or end with a kind of like a end of the villain or things and that and that. But this end of the movie is just all superhero is gone, like literally die or gone. I'm not really sure. They just gone. They just vanish. They just disappear. Okay, yeah, and that is kind of like a feels like that. Okay, what exactly is this thing? Okay, yeah, it's so confused, curious. Like, yeah, now after the Infinity War actually kind of like ended. Okay, yeah, everyone are even more curious. Like before the 2018, before this movie was released, only the people who are kind of like a curious, like a people who are nerd, only those people are curious about Infinity Stone. Okay, yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah. But when the Infinity War released and the climax was actually happened, not only the nerd, but every people who doesn't really associate with any kind of like a Marvel movies or superhero fan, nothing really at all. Everyone are just thinking about that. What the fuck is actually happened? Why does all superhero dies and things and that and that? Okay, yeah. So there is a so much big gap created. Okay, yeah. Because of this kind of like a who is a Thanos and things like that, like the curiosity regarding about to know about what is actually Infinity Stone and things like that might be like, let's just say, like a 40%, and that's in that 40% almost all those curiosity came from the nerd like me and things and that and that. But when the Infinity War release, it kind of like a curiosity became much more higher, like a 40 to 80%. Okay, like everyone wants to know that key what is actually Infinity War and things and that and that and that and that. Okay, yeah. Now the curiosity increase, the content gap is also increase. The content gap means people want to know, and the people who are kind of like making videos regarding about this particular period of time, regarding about that key Infinity Stone, where it came from, then things and speculations and that and that and that, and each video get viral. Any video get viral. Like a person who kind of like a talk about the Infinity War and things and that, like a where is a Soul Stone, where is a Time Stone, how does kind of like a somebody defeat and things and that, why does kind of like a Doctor Strange see kind of like a millions of kind of like a somebody the consequences and things and that. It just lot. Everyone kind of like a somebody taking the speculations and things and that how things actually happen. Hype is on top of the level, like literally on the top of the level. Okay, yeah, and that is kind of like so much content gap, and everyone can make a video about this thing. Like anyone kind of like make a video, went viral instantly. Okay, yeah, same as the super is a kind of like a somebody the YouTube channel which is also instantly viral. Okay, because each video kind of like a talk about this and that and that and that. Okay, yeah. Now in 2019 movie was released, Avenger Endgame. Okay, yeah, the movie release, and it kind of like give the all the answer to the all the curious people and things and that, and it kind of like a feel like it just feel like that it end everything. Like it just feels like that this is the end of Marvel. Okay, yeah, because it just feels like that everything is just, yeah. And basically Endgame is kind of like a give the lot of answer to the lot of people. Okay, yeah, and all the curiosities went dropped down. Like there is no curiosity, there is no Infinity War, there is no Infinity Stone, there is no Thanos, there is nothing really at all. Everything is just gone. Okay, yeah, and all the content, the curiosity is gone, content gap is gone, the hype is gone, everything was gone. Okay, yeah, people satisfied that key, yes, okay, chalo, this is. And most of people think that this is the end of the Marvel too. Okay, yeah, but Marvel didn't really end. Marvel kind of like continue making movies and things like that, but doesn't really kind of like a match up with this thing. Like dude, like one of the highest grossing or highest kind of like somebody, most of the money actually earned by which movie? Avenger Endgame is on the top list, probably maybe one or second rank. First rank would be Avatar, first Avatar. Second movie was Avenger Endgame. Like it was that popular movie. Okay, yeah, all around the country, everyone, India, US, China, Europe, everywhere, like everywhere, people are so crazy regarding about that, and people just buy the ticket and watch the movie, and it kind of like a give the respect, it kind of like give the all the answer that why what exactly is this thing and that. Okay, yeah, but after the end game, everything is settled, everyone is satisfied, everyone is good. So because of everyone satisfied, curiosity was gone, content gap is gone, and the people who are kind of like a making video regarding about the Infinity War and things and that or Infinity Stone, they also gone too. Like people are not really watching anything at all because people already getting answer in the movies and things and that. So it just gone. Okay, yeah. So same thing happened. Like basically, I also think that key basically is this thing that key this is gone. Okay, yeah. Like basically, Infinity War happened. End of the Marvel things. Like basically, then after that, I rarely watch any kind of like a Marvel videos. Okay, yeah. Marvel movies. Okay, because it doesn't really have that kind of like a things because like it satisfied like basically I am kind of like a very much satisfied with this kind of like a Marvel and things and that Endgame kind of like gives all those things and I feel yeah okay things good. Okay, yeah, so I'm happy with that thing. Okay, and then after that I didn't really watch any kind of like a superhero nerds and things and that because it doesn't really matter to me at all. Okay, it is not. Okay, yeah. So from this scenario, what I learn, what exactly I learn. Okay, yeah. So basically, is this thing? If I make a video about a kind of like some Infinity Stone or Thanos or anything like that, okay, yeah, these are relevant till the end of Endgame, till the end of Infinity War, till the end of kind of like some Avenger Endgame. Yeah. After that, these the relevant of these superhero videos doesn't really matter. Okay. So basically, what I realized that na ki each video, like I watch so many videos like a Rockstar, Super, there are so many videos I watch. Okay, yeah, about this kind of like a superhero and things and that till the end game, till the kind of like a end game, till the kind of like a some Avenger end game. Okay, yeah, and after the end game I didn't really watch anything at all, nothing. Okay, yeah, and not only just me, everyone like didn't really watch anything at all. Okay, yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah, it just end, it just yeah, it is gone. Okay, yeah. So basically I realized that this is a kind of like a relevant. Okay, if you make a content regarding about something, make sure that relevant to the people for longer period of time. Okay, yeah, so that's why this question is kind of like a very much essential, that the content that you are making is relevant for next 5 years. For this particular question, I have to be asked this question to myself, that key is my content is depend on something. Okay, like basically is this thing, if I make a video about the Infinity Stone or Thanos or things like that or Marvel movies, then my content is depend on Marvel movies or Marvel things and that. Okay, yeah. And there are so many kind of like a YouTube videos are kind of like a depend on something. Okay, let's just say there are so many videos are kind of like a telling about the news. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna kind of like a give you the example. Do you have a newspaper? Okay, yeah. Most of people have newspaper. Okay, yeah. The life of the newspaper is how much? Like early morning, like a morning till night. That's it. Okay. Next day, that newspaper doesn't really add any kind of like a value because its newspaper belong to the yesterday, na? Why do I supposed to read yesterday's newspaper? It's not. It's kind of like a really irrelevant for me. Okay, yeah. So this is what it is. Like a news media are kind of like a somebody depend on news or particular thing, and news get kind of like a something get old or get spoiled or get kind of like a something irrelevant after some sort of amount of time. Okay, yeah. So it is really essential that content that you are making is depend on what? Okay, yeah. If the content that you are making is depend on something like superhero, super thing, or any kind of like some stuff or any movies, then probably that content have a kind of like a limited period of life. Okay, yeah, limited period of life, and that life will not gonna evolve that much unless you kind of like a found another way to kind of like a cater or cater your audience to something else. Okay, yeah. So like basically this thing na, I realize that like why does Mr. Beast is kind of like a so much popular, have so much amount of subscriber, is because of that his content is not rely on somebody, his content is actually rely on him. rely on a kind of like simply the effort that he put on making the video and things like that and that. And when you kind of like make a content depends on you, then probably it's completely depend on you that how you will gonna decide that what is actually the life of that my channel, what is actually life of my channel. I decided that I could able to be make video for 5 year, I could do that thing. If I decided that I would take this video for 10 year, 20 year, I would decide that thing. If I decided that I'm had enough, I would take the retirement, I will gonna take the retirement. Yeah, this is completely depend on me. Okay, yeah. So because of that key, if I make a video, people will gonna watch, na? People will gonna watch, they will gonna sorry, I will gonna earn money, right? So basically this is what it is. If your work is actually rely on somebody, you might not kind of like earn that much. Same thing apply on normal job too. Like basically is this thing that you are doing a job, your job is actually rely on your company. Okay, yeah. If the company get bankrupt, if the company gets something happened, you lost your job. It actually happened with me. COVID happened, I lost my job. All 4 years of my effort that I put for learning this Creo, Katia and all those 3D softwares and things and that is all gone. Nothing really at all. Like it doesn't really add any kind of like a values, nothing really at all. So basically is this thing na ki I wanted to make sure that ki whatever the effort that you are putting, make sure that effort comes from you. Obviously is this thing, it's not really possible to kind of like you have to kind of like lose the job and kind of like started doing your own. If you can do this thing, that is okay, but that is also comes with a lot of challenges too. It's not really that, it's not really kind of like only that possible enough things and that there is a kind of like a lot of hassle too. Okay, but still I realize that na ki the work that I will gonna do for myself is depend on me, not kind of like a depend on somebody. Because if my work is actually depend on somebody, I might not work better. One thing, I might not work for longer period of time, I might not get earn money for that much big. Okay, so this is my mentality, this is my thought process. Okay, yeah. So this is why I kind of like a jump into the content creation process, because in the content creation I would decide that what content should I supposed to make, how much longer should I supposed to execute and things and that. If I became a filmmaker under the some sort of production house and things and that, obviously it comes with a constraint that I should have to kind of like a work along some sort of amount of scenario or things and that. My life is kind of like a depend on studio, my life is actually depend on something and that. Even if my creativity is a kind of like a simply expression of art, but still it rely on studio, because we are living in such a world where studio is actually control everything. So this is what it is. Okay, yeah. And I don't want to rely on any work, okay, anyone at all. Okay, so that's why I decided that if I have to be kind of like a do my stuff, okay, yeah, if I have to execute my things, then I should supposed to be rely on myself, execute my piece of content which is actually depend on me. Okay, so that's why I kind of like started doing this in YouTube. Okay, yeah. But there are so many YouTube channels are also kind of like rely on something which is also not good too. Okay, yeah. Also not good means like that it is good, it's not really bad, but it's relevant for particular period of time, na? It's relevant for particular period of time, it does not relevant for longer period of time. Some of the things might be relevant for longer period of time. Like basically let's just say that I make a video about a kind of like some history. Okay, yeah. Now history is actually happened like hundreds of years ago or millions of years ago, right? But still it will be relevant, because in the future the incident that I will gonna tell, it will become always be a history. Okay, yeah. So it will gonna relevant for like a lifetime. Okay, yeah. The people who are wanted to know about World War II, this is the video, I cater the video, people will gonna watch, right? So this is what it is. But if I make a video regarding about a kind of like a somebody news or geopolitics and things and that, which will be not relevant for particular period of time, or maybe relevant for couple of years and then after that it's gone. Why? Because of that geopolitics change every single time. Okay, yeah. Like there is no permanent friend in the geopolitics, there is no permanent, it's a kind of like a typical interest and things and that. But whatever, it is also might gonna work too. Okay, it's not really that. But still what I realized that na ki basically is this thing that ki sometimes I just kind of like somebody judge a content very much, and I think that is very wrong thing. Okay, yeah. Why am I saying this? Is because of that na ki it is really essential that ki whatever the content that you are making, make sure that you have to make your content, understand the fact, understand the process of making the piece of content. Okay, yeah. And I don't know, dude, it's kind of like a completely depend on you, because it's just like that na ki if I say this thing that ki if you make a content based on something, the life of that content is for limited period of time, but you might have found a way that a kind of like a something very different way or things, and that, like, I don't know how I'm supposed to explain. It's not really that bad and it's not really that good as also. It's a something that na ki it depends on personality, it depends on the person, it depends on things and that whatever, it's just my opinion probably. Okay, yeah. So question is that the content that I'm making will be relevant for next 5 years. Okay, what kind of like a content that I'm making? I make a piece of content regarding about graphic designing, specifically poster design. In this poster design, I make a kind of like a poster such about a kind of like assembly the like a basically humanity, a kind of like assembly that key human rights or something like that. Any kind of like assembly wrong thing happened, like yesterday I kind of like make a video regarding about the person who is a kind of couple who is a kind of like assembly the like a do not take attention at all, like a basically husband actually looking at the phone, and kind of like a wife is kind of like a looking at him and things and that when the wife is gone, the husband is actually crying. This is kind of like a relevant that ki we didn't really value the people until we lost them. Okay, yeah. So this is a kind of like a message I provided through my graphic designing, and which is kind of like something relevant in today's, which will be relevant even more in the future too. Okay, yeah. So my content is not rely on something, my content is actually kind of like a rely on myself, my creativity, the way that I see the world, and how do I supposed to execute that piece of content. Okay, yeah. So it's not really bad at all. Okay, I think it's a good. So and will it be relevant for next 5 years? Obviously it is, it will be relevant for next 5 years. All right, so this is it. I should supposed to end here. Thank you.